Well, that was interesting, and we'll have to see how it's all going to play out. But there were a few takeaways from yesterday's proceedings that I thought I might discuss this morning on my way down the ridge. Hey, I'm Dr. Patty Barch. I'm a traditional naturopath, founder and owner of Naturally Unbridled Wellness and naturallyunbridled.com, where we focus on wellness solutions, not disease management. This is Down the Ridge with Dr. Patty. This is not medical advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I say is true. Don't listen to me. Okay, whoa. Yeah, I know, like, you're not supposed to talk political stuff, but let's face it, this particular political stuff is directly related to my mission on the planet. So therefore, I feel compelled to pay attention, which I luxuriously didn't do for the majority of my life until 2020. Wonder why. But now I really do feel compelled to pay attention because, as you know, if you've been following these videos, in 2020 I kept going, that's not true. Well, that's not true. That's not how it works. What? Yeah? No? Yeah. So now I pay closer attention. And yesterday there was a confirmation hearing that I have been looking forward to. Oh, by the way, I'm back to speaking in tongues because I'm still not allowed to post on Facebook after talking about a product that is not yet on the market. Forget it. Anyway, so at the confirmation hearings yesterday, it was very interesting, disgusting, and obvious that there are people on that committee who have a vested interest, and literally vested interest, as in invested interest, in having these proceedings go a certain way. And I didn't watch the whole thing because I couldn't. Like, my faith in humanity gets shredded on a regular basis, and my faith in government hanging on by a thread. But to watch these three particular senators make comments that were patently false or manipulative or a combination of such things. So, and I don't know all of their names. I know two of their names. So one is, let's just start with my home state. Well, current home state. I don't know. My current, actually, the second one is from my former home state. So interesting enough. So my current home state senator with my former last name, Smith, went on to say, God, now, I think this was her. Okay. Little caveat, little asterisk here. I might have some people flip-flopped. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm talking about the Senator Smith from Minnesota, who talked about her. I'm going to paraphrase here, but basically it was, I've been on SSRIs for decades and I've never gone into a school to blow people up. So therefore, there must be no connection between those two things. So it was Senator Smith, because I then spent 2 minutes on doing a Google search, and I specifically did Google to see what would come up if I used the search engine that filters results. And in a moment, when I just Googled SSRI and violence, I immediately got some scientific journal articles documenting that, especially in the age range before the frontal lobe of the brain has developed, so before the age of 25, that there is in fact a percentage of people in that demographic who might experience violent behavior as a result of that intervention. Now, I also sent this person links to the actual drug details from the website page about the drugs. And I'm like, just go to this search, like this website, and do a search, a screen search for the word behavior. And you can go through and you can see that there is aggressive behavior, the behavior that results in self-harm, because I don't think you're allowed to say that other word. What kind of world do we live in where we can't talk about issues? So anyway, yeah, so she basically said, because he in some interview made a comment about there, could be a connection, in fact, between the people who go into a school to do harm and these drugs. Okay, little kitten, you stay right there. Be careful. Okay. And this was talked about in the early days. Like in the 90s, there were people talking about how these teenagers who did these horrible things were on Prozac or something like that. So, I mean, this is history. Let's not take an eraser to it. And it's also science and searchable. Like, you go into Senate testimony, confirmation hearings, and you are saying that they're perfectly safe, which a bunch of people on that committee do not understand the definition of the word safe, because it's not what they were leading it to sound like. Okay, so that was Senator Smith. And then for my former state, Massachusetts, and now I have so much adrenaline right now that her name is escaping me. Elizabeth Warren. Oh my God. So she's just like leading the witness, right? It was so gross. And she's trying to get the candidate or the nominee to say that he's not going to sue pharmaceutical companies. And she's trying to caveat it for personal profit, right? And there's a whole list yesterday. I didn't vet it, so I'm asterisking this as well. But there's a whole list that came out yesterday of the people on that committee and the amount of money they receive from the pharmaceutical industry. And if she wasn't at the very top of the list, she was definitely near the top, like top 2, top 3. But I want to say I saw her at the top of the list at least once. And there was, I'm just going to make this short, but she was like ridiculous as well. And, I couldn't watch her whole 5 minutes. I just couldn't. But then there was this other guy, and this is a guy, I don't know who he is. The video, actually someone sent me this because I didn't watch this part, but the video that I was sent had a little icon on the screen from the organization that published the video, and it was partially covering the guy's name. But the guy basically said, I'm paraphrasing to some degree, that if you are the head of HHS, you should never say that you wouldn't mandate these things. And it was so profound, and it was more powerful than I just translated, but it was so profound that he was like, if you're extrapolating from what he said, as the director of HHS, it is your job to force these things upon American citizens. That was the takeaway message. That is not how he phrased it, but that was what he said. And I'm just like, do you hear yourself? Do you think that the people who voted for you to be in that seat said, I want you to be in that seat so that you can make medical decisions for me and my body and my children? I don't think so. So anyway, I'm taking a lot of calming herbs. I'm getting a massage. I'm trying to get out of fight or flight. I don't have control over the situation. And I'm hoping for the best and highest good of all involved, that the confirmation hearing goes through in a positive manner so that people can get to work healing this country. That's what I'm here for, peeps. Peace out. Have a healthy day.